Alright, I got my Ethernet cable plugged in. I'm not running on Wi-Fi now, so hopefully my YouTube doesn't crap out. So we'll see about that. But I'm just testing, basically testing to see if my YouTube managed to stay online with an Ethernet connection. Word. Let's find out. I'm also not playing music. I'm just going to listen to some ambient woods nature sounds to see if I don't get copyright struck. And what are we doing today? We are painting some more backgrounds for the Jesus 2 teaser trailer. This is what we're working on here. Use the storyboard. Like this. See if the YouTube gods allow me to keep streaming on YouTube with the Ethernet connection. Let's see. Oh, oops. Okay. Do the next layer. Mids. So mids are kind of like this. So mids. I'm just going to build up these rock texture layers. Till it starts to look like something. Okay, we got cracks. We keep the cracks on the bottom. There we go. Now I can do sort of a smear. Just start to make stuff work together a little bit. Actually, you know what? I might do the... Before I do the mids, I might actually do the highlights first. So let's do the highlights. This color here, and with okay. So let's do highlights. So we know where the light is coming from, the light source. I play pretty fast in this with light sources. Just kind of probably an instance here. Nice, opaque. Start to build the lights and darks. And then clean up some of these edges a little bit by using the highlight. Get real chunky. Get chunky with it. I had a good meeting, yeah. I was just getting together with some friends. What's up, OK Titus? I'm just trying to see if my Ethernet connection changes anything for my YouTube streaming situation that's been getting cut off every time I try to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Just trying to slowly problem solve it. you can start to see it's like creating some, hey Carly Cartoons, what's up? Hey Ninetales, what's up? You can start to see the volumes and hopefully like starting to, the volumes of these shapes are starting to come to life here a little bit. The power of light. And I'm changing my style a little bit for this shot because like I'm not doing like overly gradient or like sort of sketchy. Just it's sort of try to like get the texture of the rock I'm trying to convey here. And then also that's like the freedom of working on your own stuff is that you don't have to answer to anybody. You can just kind of be like, this shot is going to be stylistically different from the last shot because that's what I feel like doing now. And you can tell me I can't, you know? It's up to me to decide if everything needs to be totally stylistically coherent. But I don't even... Then I'm not having fun, you know? I'm not having fun. That's the point. Your audio is pretty quiet compared to the background birds and stuff, just so you know. It's looking awesome so far. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Let me turn down the birds. How's that? Is that better? Nice. So I can't have the microphone too close to me because then I can't get to my... It's like in the way of me drawing. So I have to sort of crank up my... I have to crank up the mic as much as I can and kind of talk far away from it, which is not... I don't know. Maybe not the best way to do it. But thanks for letting me know. Hey Bafano, what's up? What's up, what's up? How's it been going, Carly? Have you been animating anything lately? Oh, that's right, Bafano, you're like on a camping trip or something, right? You're in a cabin or something? Actually animating right now. Pickle picked up a second career at a plasma center, but now that I have a consistent schedule, I can work with friends on stuff. Nice. Plasma center, like blood plasma? People who need emergency transfusions. It's very fun. Just a plasma center for donations, so it's chill but cool. Are you assisting with the getting the donations or whatever? You stick the needle in, or is that like something a nurse would do? You're a phlebotomist. Oh. Were you going to school for that? Phlebotomy? $40-hour course and then an exam to get nationally certified. Okay, so the phlebotomist is the person who draws the blood. Is what I'm getting. Should I go to phlebotomy class? Is it high demand? In high demand, phlebotomists? If so, that's a good thing to know. If I was like, fuck, I'm not getting hired on any gigs anymore. I gotta start drawing blood at the blood donation bank. Sounds like a better use of my time than, I don't know, doing food delivery or something. Get way more benefits than the union ever got us, even though I'm part-time. But part-time rules because then I can keep animating my free time. Yeah, that sounds like a good system. Plus you're like, I don't know, getting out there, interacting with folks. Sometimes I think it's good to do things like that, because just being stuck in your studio all day can be You lose track of reality. It's good to check in with them. I love yapping. Yeah, I don't love yapping, but actually sometimes I like yapping. That's not true. Sometimes I do like yapping. I'll sit and yap for a while. Depends on the company, you know? You have a favorite thing to yap about? I like yapping about movies, music, movies, um, anything sort of like spiritual speculation kind of stuff. Supernatural stuff. Things like that. Art talking shop about art, you know, cartoons. I can talk about that all stuff all day. Sometimes I try to avoid it just so I'm not so one-track minded. Especially if I'm out. I try not to talk about cartoons too much. It always bothers me if I'm at a party and there's like cartoonists and then there's some non-cartoonists and then we all start just yapping and talking shop and stuff, and the people who don't draw cartoons are like, I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. So then I try to branch out the conversation so that I just talking about pencils and pens and Storyboard Pro and all that shit in the industry. Um, there's a coworker of mine who found out I worked in animation. He's all these questions about harmony. It's fun to talk shop with him. That's cool. How's my stream health doing on YouTube? Seems alright. Okay. Let's do another layer of... Let's do... gradients. Color burn. Okay. Gradients. red. Let that color burn. Sort of an impressionistic take. I mean, not take, impressionistic. It's almost like the rocks are blushing, you know? You want the rocks to feel like they're alive. I was thinking about the King Charles portrait painting that's all red. Looks like a portrait of some sort of demonic creature. So I'm trying to make the inside of this cave sort of sinister, like that painting a little bit. Shy rocks. They are shy rocks because they've been hidden away for thousands of years. They're not used to the light. Saying you shouldn't have opened the door. You shouldn't have done it. But you did. No. Shame on you. And we'll build up some intensity here. Get it a little bit redder spots. Just to give it some depth, a bit of variation. All right. Okay. And let's see, we'll go for shadow. And this is color burned also. What color am I using? I'm using that dark brown. Dark brown. Radiant. Shadow. So I'm gonna burn the color in. And we'll just find the shadows. Okay, we'll deepen this up here. So we're just trying to make this feel rich, more rich. over the summer to warm up and doing photography concepts of an indie show I'm directing. Nice. 4-hour drive back home tomorrow morning and a major holiday in Canada. Hoping there's minimum traffic. Good night, everyone. Good night, Bethano. Take it easy. Have a good rest of your trip. In Canada. I don't know what Canadian holiday is tomorrow, but alright, that's like feeling darker here, more moody. And then what we'll do I haven't done the inside of the I haven't done the stone, and so we'll do the stone and we'll do the sky. So Saber work. Save as. This is scene 5. Animation. Backgrounds. Scene 5. Save. Alright, now I gotta figure out like what kind of I've got this like yellow light coming through, but I don't know if I'm gonna replicate that or not. So I'm gonna go through my library of textures. We'll open up my library of textures. Here. And we'll find a nice gradient for the sky, sun sky. So I'll probably actually just go with starting with this one. Is this my garden texture? Yeah. So I think I'll use this. This is probably what I used originally. Add in. Copy. And then say sky. Sky. Paste. Copy canvas. So we get some gradient in there. Okay. Then mess with the colors. Let's see what feels good. Alright, I'll keep it there for now. Like a pinky peach kind of sky. Alright, and then we're going to do the stone. The stone. Stone. So we're going to do, make this all into a folder called walls. And then, how am I going to do this stone? Second layer for stone, stone flats. Okay. And then let's bring the opacity down here, just so I know where it's supposed to go. Alright, then the stone will be made, it's probably a similar material. That's the inside of the walls, right? Jesus' tomb. So let's go for this neutral color. And then stone flats. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Well, you're never going to see this much of the stone, but okay. Turn that off. And then, okay, stone, let's call it, what, stone texture? Stone texture. I'm scared of laying grass because of bugs and stuff, but I did today and no bugs crawled on me. I know that I know of. That's good. That's called, I think that's called exposure therapy. Alright, let's see. Go for this darker color and then let's do dope. It's kind of nice though. Let's go to Gouache Go Go. Start building. Also scared of bees, was able to get close now. I mean, I'm a little scared of bees. A little bit, but I don't like freak out when I see a bee. I'm more scared of wasps, for sure. Let's see, stone, let's do some cracks. So we'll do that with Gouache Supreme. Down to 20. Oh yeah, wasps are nasty. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So a cute bunny? That's cool. I used to have a bunny named Oreo when I was a kid, but Oreo one night escaped from his cage and ran away, and we never saw him again. Okay, let's see. Let's do gradient shadow color blend. See how this starts to look. A bit too much. We never saw Oreo again. Yeah, it was sad. It was a sad day for me as a child. Never seen Oreo. Alright. Starting to look like something. Alright, let's do gradient highlights. What is it? Color burn. Color burn. Oh, I should be using this one. Get the sky dialed in. It's the same color as the stage, which is, I kind of want to change. I don't want it to be the same color as the stage in the previous shot, so. Let's see what dark green looks like in here. So if I copy dark green and just paste them in. Let's see. Blink, blink, blink. Green stand in here. And we'll put in behind the stone. Let's call that reference layer. And we can find the color here, I think. Even though it's just black and white. I tried to make a small animatic about a ghost in heaven. That's cool. How far did you get with it? Green would be like complementary to the red, I guess, but I already have a yellowish green sky in the previous shot also. It's still early state, but it's so simple. It may take me 2 days limit to finish it. Oh, cool. Well, when you finish it, let me see it. I'm so attracted to this like super saturated red. Maybe I can go a little bit purple, like pink, purple. Not too cool. Keep it hot. Something. I gotta do something to make this pop. Something about it. Something about it. Maybe it's just too simple and I need to like, but the simple, it can be powerful, you know? Peachy red. Deep orange. Deep orange is kind of cool. I think, well, I'll have like light, sort of like rays of light passing through his hair. Maybe I'll... Okay. I'm going to do a second layer of shadow in the walls to make it darker. Shadow overlay. And then we'll go... color bed. Alright. We'll do another layer of shadow. And it's not showing up. That's weird. I don't see anything. Oh, it's on the stone, that's why. Okay. Here we go. Stone. Do an extra overlay, shadow overlay. Really darken that up. Is Doc Green in a band? Um, he could be. I sort of was inspired. Doc Green was sort of inspired by the villain from Rock and Rule a little bit. If you ever seen that '80s cartoon, Rock and Rule. All right, so let's see. Just gonna find the. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now it's starting to look juicy. Mock inspired. Yeah, Mock. Who's asking? Stefan is asking me that. I'm Doc. Yeah, I rewatched Rock and Rule maybe about 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. And I've met two people that worked on it. I hung out with the producer of Rock and Rule at, I think it was in Annecy. And then I hung out with the Michael, what's his name? Michael O'Lean, I think his name is. He was one of the founders of Nelvana, the Canadian animation house that produced Rock and Rule. Because he was the CEO of Frederator after Fred Seibert left. And I talked to him a little bit about Rock and Rule. But some seriously cool art direction in Rock and Rule, and cool practical effects and stuff like that. Rock and Roll itself is not very good, but still has really cool stuff in it. Yeah, the effects shots in Rock and Roll are amazing. Like the demon at the end is so amazing. It just kind of suffers a little bit from like some corny like Western and Disney animation stuff. Like Disney animation sort of had this like really high point, and then in the 80s it sort of declined and became a copy of itself that was like a bad copy in some ways, and the design at Disney really kind of fell off. And there's the rat face stuff like doesn't look good it's like really unappealing. There's something really ugly about it in Rock and Roll, but it's a very ugly movie. But that's kind of what makes it interesting, and I mean nothing else really looks like it except you can see the runoff of like Disney animation style, that if that style isn't done like in a super pristine way, it starts to really fall apart and get really sloppy looking. It's either you have to go all the way with it, or you might as well take on more limited animation techniques. The writing was not good, but I love the ending of the film. Whew. All right, let's see here. Dial this back a little bit and get the red to come through. All right. Save. And then Let's call this stone. So I'm just looking at it, trying to think of like what it needs. I was a bit edible high on the carousel at the garden. It was so fun. Nice. I like being in the swimming pool. Being high is pretty nice. Sounds nice. Let's look at these two together. That's not it. I might be over analyzing it. I think if I just put a like light kind of like blasting through his hair, like blowing him out a bit, I think it'll look like putting a glow coming through here as if, you know what I mean? But I can do that all in post. So I think this is good. I think this is done. Save it. Looks like my YouTube stream has held up for an hour. Oops, my button is broken on my shirt. Cheek buttons. Okay, let's see what I have to do next. Storyboard Pro. Thanks, Professor Grass. I'm working on more right now. Trying to bust these backgrounds out. Let's see, what do I have to do next here? So this is that scene. Copyright. Alright, I have this background already. So that's all good. I don't have this one. Let me think about that. That should just be a color card with action lines. But it depends on how I design the clouds of Jupiter. So he flies into the clouds of Jupiter here. So I have to design those in a way that can be animated. Thanks, Gray Refrain. But I don't feel like working on that right now, so let's do... I got design Sunday's flesh peeling off. Here we go, I got to design this background. So I should design it... I should design it close up. So that the lines don't get all thick like that, you know? So design it here, but then build it out so that... Let me think. Where's this hallway? It's just some street, so I have to, I mean, in the storyboard I just designed it as like a hall, you know, like a hallway, but it's going to be a back alley street, like Batman style. um, so I didn't really do myself any favors with the design of this in the board. It's just a square, looks like a square rectangle, you know. But it's gonna have all these. I at least got to design some, like, you know, mise en scène. Mise en scène. I'm just trying to think of how to structure it so that it can handle the zoom. Because it's... I think it at least doubles in size. Doubles in... whatever, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, it might be more than that. It might be like... triple. Let's see. Oh, I redrew it. Okay. okay. He can put his head through like a poster in the brick wall of a toilet. That'd be pretty funny. Maybe it's an advertisement for bidets or something. Or it could be like a... Yeah, I could think of a funny advertisement for a bidet, for like a fancy toilet. Or it could be graffiti of someone spreading their asshole or something. It looks like he put his head in a toilet. He's just supposed to smash his head through the wall. Just joined, excuse me? We're just trying to decide like what's on this wall that would be kind of funny that it gets smashed through. I'm just trying to think of how I'm supposed to. Because if I export the JPEG here, it'll just be nothing. There'll be nothing. It'll just be the characters. If I export here, the background is too small. So maybe I have to export all three. Alright, that's what I'm gonna do. So, file, export, bitmap, current panel, doink. Oh, fuck. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see. Close. Alright, and then we'll go like halfway through. Export panel. Doink. And then here. Export panel. Export. Okay. Close. Alright. Let's see if I can build this out. Usually what I do is I'll do like I'll have a wide shot and a close-up shot as I zoom in, I crossfade them together, but this one I can't. I don't think I can do that because there's like action happening that has to be tracked. That we're not crossfading the action, so yeah. So I think I have to. All right, let's make image size 200%. Image size 200%. And wait, which one did I? God damn it. This one. Image size. Image size. Okay. Image size. Hmm. 200%. Okay. Okay. So then I'm gonna take this one and make the canvas much bigger. Oops. In my imagination, what's on the other side of the wall that he shoved the guy's head through? Maybe somebody's living room or something? Let's see. Let's make the background. Actually, let's do this again. All right. Make the background a little bit more gray so I can tell the difference of what's going on here. All right. All right. Now we'll add in this one. Copy. This one. Paste. And then we're gonna match. I guess what we do is we match the I think we match like China Bone Spur's body here. Like that. And then move it over so it's in the center. Here's the center. Center, center. Hey, Ocheng, what's up? Alright, then we're going to take this one. This is the widest one. Copy. And then we'll go paste. And then, oh wait, let's make this see-through. And then we're going to match that wall. Come here, bozo. There we go. Pretty close. Something like that. Alright. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. And we gotta match the size of this shit. So we'll make it here, and then we'll make it here. Make it here. And here. Wait, here. Make it a little wider than it needs to be, just in case. Okay, so now this image is 22,000 by 13,000. And hopefully my computer can handle it. There we go. Blank. Oh, wait. Alright, now we can see all the phases. So if that's going to make sense, Safety. This one on top of this one. Okay. So that's going to make sense. We're going to have to go and move this down. Does it have to move down? I just gotta know where he's gonna land in the wall so I can break it out. I can do A and B pose of the walls getting busted through. So yeah. I think this will work because I'm gonna start drawing back all the way back there. All right. Let me see. Just to do a test here. Guide. And then if I draw boop at point like 3, and then I draw this bad boy here, and I draw this bad boy here, I draw this bad boy here, I draw this to here, and this to here. And then if I zoom in, all the way to here, it doesn't break apart. Okay, cool. And actually this far away is like really, really thin. So what I might do is break it up into sections, like sections where the line is thicker up close and thinner far away. So I can see what the fuck I'm doing. So in order to figure that out, I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to have to make a bounding box. So make a box, rectangle, that's what's 4K dimension? I always forget what 4K dimensions is. 4K pixels. 3840 by 2160. 38 40 2160 pixels. make them 5. Make that 10 pixels so I can see what the fuck is going on. Boink. Okay. What? What just happened? 2160. There we go. Alright, 2160. Right. Says 38 20 by 2160 layer. So that's where it should end up. So it shouldn't, yeah. Let's see. So this okay. So this should move down to here. Yes. And this. Okay. Then, sorry, I'm like trying to figure this out if I'm doing this right. So then if everything were correct, this guide would be like here, and then this wall would be like Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This one would be like, let's see, his feet would be let's make his feet bigger. Like, computer does not like this. Close this. Close this. Close this. All right. So then that would be like here. Okay. Oops. Okay. And this to be here. Oops, wrong one. This have to be here. Tell me this is gonna have to be bigger. I don't think my computer can handle it being bigger. This. Big feet don't exist. Okay, then the third. Fuck, there's no way. How do I do this? I think. This is so big. Maybe if I do it at... Maybe if I do it at 1080, like by the time it gets to the final frame, it's 1080 by 1920 instead of 4K. 1920 by 1080. Because at this point, it's like, I can't even draw on this. My fucking computer just goes to shit. But actually, no, it's fine. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, there it is. Right. Doesn't have to be that big. Just that big. Just that big. That big. Okay. There we go. So we're going to make this red. Okay, so I need to make it that big. 38 by 20, 2160. Good night, guys. I can send you a contract tonight. I mean, tomorrow. Just secured my voice actor for Glorious Blue. Oi, oi, oi. Alright. So what is 21? Let's see. We'll do a calculator here. 3820 times 2. 7640. So we'll do another here. Go for 7640. 2160 times 2. 4020. Okay. Alright. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Fuck. 7640 by 4320. 7640 by 4320. Okay. So we'll make a new. Okay. This. 7640 by 4320. Blank. And we'll make this color. What? We'll make it orange. Okay. So somewhere right there. Do I have any character directions in mind for Michael Cusack when he does a voice for Royal Blue, or do you just gonna have him wing it? He already did the voice of Glorious Blue in the short. He's the guy looking through the telescope, so he's gonna do that voice, and I might direct him. I might just be like getting whatever he gives me. Alright, let's do, so this one is the 7640. I didn't even know you already had him for the short. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's in the short. Alright, we'll do another one here. And then this is $76.40 times 2. Oops. 76.40 times 2. 15, 20, 80. By 43, 20 times 2. 8, 640. So make another reference box here. Make it yellow. And then this is gonna be 15,280 by 8,600. Boink. I don't know why it brings up this extra thing. It's like I already... Okay, so line that up. Okay. So this is 15,280 by 8,600. I'm definitely getting tired. Okay. And then I really hate all the vector points on this stuff, so I'm going to rasterize all this. Rasterize. 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 Okay. And let's make this easier to see. So we'll make this bright blue. Eliza Hardy. Okay. Okay. So now I know how big everything's supposed to be. So now, I think what I'm going to do is do... This guide. I really hope I did this right, because this is going to be a lot of work for me to do it incorrectly. Okay, let's do a rough. We're going to do a rough sketch. Do a rough sketch in dark blue, and then we're going to figure out, let's see. Gonna figure it out. Let's do it in size 20, maybe 20 pixels. Here, here, oops, here, 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 oops. Okay. Okay. And what the fuck? Wait, it's not gonna line up, right? Motherfucker. Fuck you. Fuck you. The final shot still doesn't. I'm doing something wrong where the final pose isn't going to line up right. The final pose should be here. Fuck. I might need to talk to my producer about this shot because there's a world in which I could do it in 3D. Because right now, even how big I'm doing this shot, for it to be 4K, it would have to be probably 2.5 times bigger. What I could do is do the first two shots and then do a punch-in shot that is like exactly the same, just like tighten it up and then crossfade them. Would you not believe the horrific AI ads that roll before your stream on Twitch? I mean, AI ads are everywhere, man. They're just like force feeding it. Everything is force fed. AI force fed. It's crazy. It's like they're doing the thing where it's like they just keep insisting upon itself. It keeps insisting upon itself, kind of thing. Like my TikTok is every ad is some sort of influencer being like, check it out, what I can do. I can like have a whole band backing me up while I play music. You know. Let me see if I do this image size. It's edit transport scale. I'm gonna make this 50% by 50%. Okay, now that's like 1080. this up. Here, here, here. And then I go. Size 10 pen. So it wouldn't follow the boards exactly. Not that marketing was a bastion of creativity or integrity, but it sucks to see it devolve into AI drivel. The garden gift shop had an AI axolotl shirt. Yeah, I mean anybody that's going to be like running a business that doesn't have an artist on call. I mean, it's just some like lady running a gardening shop is probably gonna, you know, make AI merge. Just gives me like, I like axolotls. Oh, send this off to what do you call it? Drop shipping, you know, or whatever. All right. All right. This is how I'm going to solve this for now. Because making it bigger than that is totally crazy. All right. I'm going to save this. You mean like people are using AI animation and stuff in their commercials? Is that what you mean? Like not actually commercials about AI products, but AI animation or something? Okay. All right, rough sketch. Let's go. So we're gonna go with get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy, and then maybe I'll put on the grid. And then we'll go boingo, 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 boingo. So I thought I was done all my hardest backgrounds, but then, whoops. This is gonna be a real pain in my ass. I'm hoping that the focus on human-made art that is created in unimpeachable analog ways becomes more desirable. I think people will get tired of the sterility and perfection of AI generated stuff and want human mistakes. Well, first of all, AI isn't perfection, it's full of mistakes. It's like smeared out, you know, it's got all these smears and fucking weird ideas about. I mean, it's better than it was, but I haven't seen, I really haven't seen much perfect AI art. It's always like you can identify the problems. Not always, but so often you start to like see the cracks in the, you know, the lack of intelligence, I guess, in the way it's being generated. Not there yet, but with every iteration it gets a lot better. You see fewer seams. Yeah, you definitely see fewer seams, but I don't think, I'm really, really doubtful that it will ever actually not have that sort of like imperfection. Even like NVIDIA with their upscaling stuff. 1, 2, 3. It couldn't handle like a ball going through a net, through like a soccer net, you know? And they're like blasting insane amounts of fucking GPUs in order to generate their stuff. Yeah, it's not worth the squeeze. Like they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna figure out the energy thing. Like it's really doubtful to me that they'll be able to figure that out. It's gonna be like they just keep losing money and then it's game over at some point. Call me hopeful, but at some point all these companies are gonna realize how much money they're losing fucking trying to save money. Hi, Eliza. My friend Eliza is just texted me saying she's in town but can't see me or my brother. It's funny. She's a keyboard player in that band War on Drugs, if you know that band. So she comes into LA to play shows and then is too busy and has to leave. But she's my old high school buddy. An old high school friend. It makes Earth a more energy efficient and fair playing field. I'm with it. AI is kind of driving us to rethink our energy infrastructure, which might not be a bad thing. We're pretty close to molten sodium reactors. You know, they've been saying that for whatever, 60 years or something like that. I don't think they'll, I mean, if they figure it out, that's cool, but I was looking pretty deep into the sodium reactors for a while. It just seems like I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out. Kurt Vile's band? I don't think Kurt Vile is in War on Drugs. Alright, what am I going to do? Am I going to create a crazy perspective grid? Oh, Kurt Vile was a founding member? Oh, I didn't even know. I think I saw Kurt Vile. No, I've never seen Kurt Vile play. Okay, let's make a perspective grid here. Doink. 10 pixels. Here we go. Somewhere around here. Around here. The problem with Photoshop perspective is it doesn't, it's like never really like, it's not like not totally correct. Okay. Let's move it down. See if I can get it to line up at least somewhat with my lines. And then what I'll do is go and grab this bad boy. And then I'll go skew and make it line up. Doink. And then I'll grab this bad boy. you. And make it line up. And make it line up like that. Like that. And hopefully, nope, these are not on the same plane. That's what I thought. Alright, so this is what I gotta do. I gotta go. Yeah, the Photoshop doesn't have like really have good perspective tools. It's like all effed up kind of. Actually, you just like create this polygon and then pray for the best, sort of. Okay, so it needs to be there. Alright. Will there be Canadian retailers, comic shops you've shipped forming to? The duties and shipping for the pre-orders to Canada are brutal. Yes. I will say I did not get... I was going to do a book release at Drawn and Quarterly in Montreal, and they said no. Because I don't know why. Okay, so let's go here to here. And then we'll adjust the polygon. But I believe there will be like Canadian distribution. Fantagraphics should have that sort of thing dialed in. Okay. Now we're cooking. Yeah, there should be. Yeah, they've got distro in Canada and in. They're just not doing that right now until the book comes out, I think. So I don't think you can really pre-order it outside of the U.S. without incurring like crazy shipping costs. But it will eventually like show up in stores at your local comic book shop. Have you seen Outer Banks on Netflix, the Super Mario Galaxy movie and the Super Mario Galaxy movie? When was that asked? I've not seen Outer Banks. I don't even know what that is. And I've not seen the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I heard it was bad. And I saw the first Super Mario Galaxy movie and it was mid. It was fun-ish, and it was also mid. That's my assessment of Mario movies. Okay. I bought Volume 1 off you like 15 years ago and then lost it in a fire, so I'm very much looking forward to putting it back on my shelf. I'm sorry you lost my books in a fire. Okay, so copy the polygons. And drag them over this way. Whoa. Yoink. And then grab the polygons again. Drag them over this way. perspective. So take off the grid. Actually, let's move it to, let's move this one to, oops, to here, to the 2160. No, let's move it to here. Maybe? Let's see what this looks like. Something's not right. No, I think I'm doing it right. Okay. No. Something. It's like so much more dense in certain. Why is it so much more dense? Whoa! So the problem is like, why is it? It should be more. It should be like the ratio. It should be smaller. It shouldn't be. Let me think. Like it should be. Like, so if I do this right, I should be at every cross. It should be, I should be making a horizontal line, but if it gets like more and more dense, it should be getting less and less dense as it gets further away. Let me think about what I'm doing here. Maybe from the center line. Is that what it is? Oh god, it's been so long since I fucking... Let me see. Alright, let me try. So here... Every time I do perspective, it's like I'm learning for the first time. Here, here. Okay. Here. Here. Okay, I think I might have figured this out just now. No, see, that's incorrect. See, it's like looking like it's shrinking. Let's see what happens. I've always avoided this like a dumbass, yeah. Usually what I do every time I do it is I'll look it up. I'll like watch a tutorial on it every time. Turn this off. Oh wait. Okay, hold on. I had the other thing confusing me. 1 second. Polygon 2 copy. No, Polygon. Yep, that copy. All right. I'm gonna try again. Okay. So this is the rough sketch, and then this is the line that goes down straight ish. Okay. So let's see. Oops. Nature sounds evaporated. the fuck? It's like wrong. It's incorrect. All right, let's watch him. Let's watch a video. Let's watch a video. What time is it? 11:02. Okay, let's watch a video. Drawing perspective. Let's say drawing perspective grid. Maybe I need to do it as a 2-point perspective rather than... No, but this is a 1-point perspective. Uh, 1 point. One-point perspective grid. Here we go.
Welcome to Draw Studio. Today we're going to learn how to draw a 1-point perspective grid. Let's get started. Grids in perspective work off of the 45-degree principle. Because a box is made of 90-degree right angles, a line going from corner to corner would cut through at a 45-degree angle. Now let's imagine this square is on the ground and we are looking straight down on it. A box in 1-point perspective is flat to the horizon. So if we extend the lines to meet it,
I don't need all this
it would look like this. The lines remain parallel because we are looking down, not in perspective. Start with a horizon line.
Okay.
Then we draw a horizontal line at the bottom of the page representing the back of our grid. Place a vanishing point on the horizon and draw lines in perspective to the back of the grid. Decide the size of your box with another horizontal line. This represents the first tile of our grid, and we will use it to construct other tiles. Next, we draw a line through the corners of the tile to our horizon, which gives us the 45-degree vanishing point. We draw another 45-degree line back to the opposite corner of our tile. The point where the new 45-degree line crossed our perspective line would be the back corner of the next tile in our grid. So we can draw a horizontal line through it to create the tile. The new horizontal line crossed our perspective line on the other side, which gives us another corner we can draw a 45-degree line to.
Got it. Okay. So the Photoshop lines were throwing me off. Okay, so fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna define the, okay, first of all, here's the bing, 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 king, king. The the two, I think it'll end, terminate like here. Nope. It'll terminate here. Yes. Terminate here. Yes. Basically. So let's do that again. Just get rid of this. And this will terminate here. Then we'll draw the horizon line here, here. Then I should probably do this on a different layer. So let's do that again. Let's go perspective. Perspective lines. Okay. So then Bing and Bing. And then we'll define the bricks here. So this will be like, let's look at this storyboard. Let's get rid of these dumb polygons. Fuck you guys. Here. Okay. How about here? Here. Okay. So I'm going to say it's going to be about perspective lines. About the first one will be about here. And then we'll do the center here. Can you see that again? The fuck?
This pattern repeats back. Horizontal line on the right, 45-degree line on the left. Horizontal line on the right, 45-degree line on the left. Horizontal line on the right, 45-degree line on the left.
Okay.
Because of the 45-degree principle,
so take think about this. It's so wide. All right, let's see if this works. Here to here. Here to here. Oops. Here to here. God damn it. The problem is like the cone he's drawn.
horizontal line crossed our perspective line on the other side, which gives us another corner we can draw a 45-degree line to. This pattern repeats back. Horizontal line on the right, 45-degree line on the left. Horizontal line on the right, 45-degree line on the left. Horizontal line on the right. Use it to construct other tiles. Next, we draw a line through the corners of the tile to our horizon, which gives us the 45-degree vanishing point.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this goes all the way if I got through. Oops. This goes to here. It's so far away. It would be like, the point would be like all the way over here. I guess I could do that if I just make this all the way over here, right? Which is insane. And then make this go all, oops, make this go all the way over here, like that. And then have this, boink, all the way like here. Oh shit, it would even be further. It would be like here. Fuck, it's so. Okay. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually. Okay, this is how I'm gonna do this because it's too crazy. Gonna go here and then all the way to here, and that's how I'll define my first point. Here. And then from here to here. Oops. From here to here. That's the second point. And then from here to here. From here to here. That's the next point. And then from here to here. I wonder if I can zoom in on this at all. Okay, cool. From here to here. And then it's going to start getting really tiny, too tiny for me to see. Let's see. Hey, thanks for the follow. All right, and then it gets pretty. Let's see. I'm going to reduce the opacity. So if we go here, 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 couldn't one do all the grid stuff in Blender and then draw on top? Yes. Yes. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know. All right. Oops. Okay, so then I go from here all the way to here, right? And then I'm going to go across like this. Yowza. And then blast that up. Blast that up. And then I'm going to go all the way across to here. And then I'm going to cross across like that. And then blast that up. Blast that up. And then I'm going to go all the way across to here. And then take that across like so. And then blast it up. And blast it up. And then take it all the way across to here. And then take it across. And then blast it up. Blast it up. And then take it all the way across to here. Take it across. And then blast up. Blast up. Then take it all the way across to here. Take it across. Blast it up. Blast it up. And then I think I only need to do one more. So I'm just going to go. Yep. Oop. I think I just go yoink it across. Okay, so then I yoink across, yoink across, yoink across, yoink across. Whoops. And we'll have a rough perspective because I'm not going to like strictly follow the perspective. I'm going to do a loosey-goosey sort of, you know. But just for me to know I'm not completely fucking up. Okay. So we'll take this off. And then we'll move this back to where it was. Oops. Ah! All right, something like that. All right, perspective lines are basically, get rid of this, perspective. Can we build this in Blender? I don't know, man. Fuck. I think this will do it, though. Now we're just gonna build the world out. Right? Horizon line. Perspective. Let's do a horizon line just in case. Oops. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So dot. Oops. Oh man, I'm losing my mind. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Should be this one. Okay. Then let's go this one. Let's go this one. Okay. Think and 3. Think. doink, and doink. All right, so view grid. Um, oops. Damn it. Let's do instead. Let's do this. Let's do blank, doink, doink. Keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Like that. Oops, that doesn't look right. Something here. Nope. Like here. Yeah. Bro, it's 1 a.m. Go to sleep. Well, it's 11:30 here. I'm on the West Coast. View, show grid. All right. Now we're in the Tron fucking matrix. There we go. So we're gonna go storyboard panels. Aspect ratios. And perspective. Okay, so what I might do is I might do a like a pencil drawing in my sketchbook just to like figure out what I want this alleyway to look like so that I'm not wasting my time working on such a huge drawing. So depending on how rough my work week is, I will probably, well, actually, I'm probably going to work on this tomorrow. I usually stream on Monday nights after work. I've got one more week, basically 1.5 more weeks of work. And then I can go full mode on this stuff, but this is probably going to be the hardest background to do. Maybe not once, like maybe just this setup was hard to do, and then I just need to be able to, what I might try to do, what I might do is like really just set up some simple shapes, because he's going to be just like running down this hallway. It's not going to be, you know, I just got to set it up right so that all the shapes make sense size-wise for where they are in space. Here. So like whatever objects I draw here need to be the correct ratio size to their bodies, you know? Like I can't draw a trash can that's bigger than, you know what I mean? It would have to be like this size. And then here, the trash can would have to be about, the trash can would have to be, maybe I keep everything below this guideline here, the horizon line. But I'll probably draw a rough sketch of this in my notebook. And then I'll try to translate that to digital. So, cool. All right, y'all. Well, my looks like my YouTube held up. You know, maybe I was getting turned off because I was playing copyright music or something like that, and YouTube just shut me down or something. Do they do that with live streams, I wonder? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go chill out, decompress, and play video games, I think. All right, y'all. See you next time. Bye.